Productions, where I'm your host, Big Hoss, and I'm bringing the sauce on the first of the month. It is August 1st. It's my birthday weekend. It's SummerSlam weekend, and we got some shenanigans for you. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in on this lovely day, a lovely month, because not only it's Leo month, Leo season, football's back for the next 7 months every single week. We got the return of international soccer coming. People going back to school, going back to college, and we got more baseball to watch on TV and all the wrestling you can ask for. Very exciting month. Before we go any further, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. You can find me on X at BigHoss337. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Marcus on the Go. You can follow this show on the go at onthego_TXLA on Instagram and X. And Drive to the Top Productions. Subscribe to them on YouTube. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, plus on X at Drive Into the Top. And this show is sponsored in part by Rogue Energy, the #1 sports gaming drink in America. Go to rogueenergy.com or download the Rogue Energy app on any mobile device. Use my promo code right here, OTG. Fuck, I had it ready. That's what I get for not getting my shit ready. There we go. Right there, OTG, to get 10% off of your order. Proud sponsor of this show, indeed. On the Go is. There's again. I'm not on my cue tonight. Well, now I'm about to be on my cue. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all having a wonderful weekend kicking off this August. I got a lot of great stuff we're going to talk about. We got SummerSlam to predict. I'm going to preview the McNeese football upcoming season. And I got a lot of shit going on in H-Town, so let's not waste any time. Let's kick this show off in the 713. Let's go. We kicking it off right here in H-Town. First, I was going to have a lot of negativity to say about the Astros, but it got a little better. Last week. They got swept by the parts unknown Athletics or the homeless Athletics, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, they got swept by them. But this week got a little better. They did have a series with the Washington Nationals that they ended up winning. They dropped the first game. And then I know by Tuesday, they got back in the win column. So let's look at the score real quick from earlier this week. Let's go back to the end of July. So they fell 2-1 on Monday. Tuesday, they got back and won 7-4, but it was Wednesday. They dominated the shit out of the Nationals, winning 9-1. That now puts them at 62-47 of the season. They're still first in the AL West, third in the American League as of right now, and currently 8th overall in MLB. But going back to that 9-1 victory over the Nationals on Wednesday, there were 3 home runs in that game, courtesy of Jose Altuve, Cooper Hummel, and Yonder Diaz. Overall in this game, we had 32 at bat. There were 9 runs, 10 hits, 9 RBIs, 3 home runs, 2 base on balls, and 7 strikeouts total. Where the pitching crew in 9 innings, we had 5 hits, 1 run, 1 error, 4 base on balls, 9 strikeouts, 164 pitches, and 102 strikes. In this one, Ryan Gusto on the mound in this game, and possibly the last time as an Astro. In this game, he had 6 innings. He had 4 hits, 1 run, 1 error, 1 base on ball, with 5 strikeouts, 102 total pitches thrown with 70 strikes. His ERA was 4.92. And this weekend, they're heading out to Beantown. They finally got an off day on the 31st. As of right now, this team is in Boston taking on the Red Sox, which, breaking news, they just lost that game 2-1. I know Hunter Brown was on the mound today. Who was on the mound for the Red Sox? I'm going to have to look at that because at first they didn't even have an announcement. They were undecided who was going to be in the pitching crew, who was going to start for the Red Sox. But it looked like Cooper Criswell started today for the Astros, against the Astros. Well, Astros took this loss 2-1. Let's see some highlights in this game now that I'm just seeing this. Hunter Brown in 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 error, 1 base on ball, 6 strikeouts. 97 total pitches with 65 strikes. ERA was 2.47. Abreu pitched 1 inning. Josh Hader pitched an inning, but it closed out with Salza pitching. Actually, no, it didn't close out with Salza. It closed out with Josh Hader. But a total in 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 error, 2 base on balls, 7 strikeouts, with a total of 139 pitches and 93 strikes from the pitching crew in this game. Wow, the team at bat, we had 35 at bat, 1 run, 7 hits, 1 RBI, 1 home run, 2 base on balls, and 6 total strikeouts. We had 1 home run courtesy of Jose Altuve, so he's still kicking ass. But let's see if they can pick back up and see if they can win this series this weekend. I know tomorrow's game, we got Colton Gordon taking on Walker Buehler. And then Sunday, August 3rd, we wrap it up with Framber Valdez taking on Lucas Giolito. If I said his name. Well, now this will put Hunter Brown at 9-6 as a starter, where going into this game, his average is 2.54 with 124 total innings and 86 hits and 149 strikeouts before this game started. Colton Gordon tomorrow, like I said, will be starting. This will be his 8th start, where he's 4-3 as a starter. His average is his ERA is 4.74, 62 total innings, 78 total hits, and 54 strikeouts this season. And Framber Valdez making his 16th start this season, where he is 11-4 as a starter. ERA is at 2.62 with a total of 134 innings pitched with 105 hits and 141 strikeouts. So the Astros got some stepping up to do with the Red Sox. But the good news is things have gotten better this week for the Astros with the trades and people moving around. And by the way, this is another edition of Astros Talk. Like I said, I am not on cue today. I've been preparing for this, and I'm just off the gun here. Where do I want to start with this? When it comes to the trades and everything going on, we got a big one right here. Matter of fact, we got a big return coming to the Astros. Let me start off by saying, welcome back, Carlos Correa, the former World Series champion of the first team in 2017, the shortstop who left the Astros in 2022 to go play for the Twins, played 3.5 seasons with him before we got on the phone and said we would like Carlos Correa to come back to H-Town. And we are glad to be back because we loved him at shortstop. Let's go back to his record as an Astro for the 2017 season. In that historic season, winning their first World Series, he played 109 total games, 422 times at bat, 82 total runs, 133 total hits, 24 home runs, 84 RBIs, 92 strikeouts, with an average of .315 in 2017. Now, the first half of the season while with the Twins, he had 93 games played, 337 at bat, 40 runs, 90 hits, 7 home runs, 31 RBIs, hit 68 strikeouts with his ERA or an average at 2.67, not his ERA. His batting average is 2.67. So welcome back, Carlos. We missed you. I know he's gotten so much love since he came back. And it just gets even better because we also picked up 2 more guys to come play with us. First, from the Baltimore Orioles, we got third baseman Ramon Urias, who been with the Orioles since 2020. So in 4.5 seasons with Baltimore, he played a total of the first half of the season. He's been with Baltimore since 2020, but for the first half of 2025 with the Orioles, he played a total of 77 games, 258 at bat, 27 runs, 64 hits, 8 home runs, 34 RBIs, 60 strikeouts with an average of 2.48 this season so far. We're excited to have him back. Not back. We're actually to have him come play with us. And then lastly, Jesus Sanchez, right fielder from the Miami Marlins, gets the call to come to H-Town. Another guy who's been with a team since 2020. He's been with the Miami Marlins since 2020. First half stats in 2025, he had 86 games total played, 305 times at bat with 40 runs, 78 hits, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs, and 70 strikeouts with an average of .256. So if you want to look at how the lineup can be bringing in Ramon and Jesus. I mean, what I calculated right here. So that would put Jesus at left field, along with Taylor Trammell at center field and Cam Smith at right. In the infield, Ramon would be at third base, with Mauricio Dubon at second, Christian Walker at first. But he would have to rotate probably with Carlos, even though Carlos is at shortstop. But we also got Pena playing shortstop. Catcher, of course, Yonder Diaz. That's about your infield. I mean, they probably would rotate it around unless they move some player positions around. But as of like the game with the Red Sox, we had Altuve as a designated hitter, so they could be rotating some people around. You know, whether they could put where they sit Pena out or make him a designated hitter to put Correa back at shortstop with Altuve on second base if he's not playing in the outfield. I mean, it could go either way, but that could be like a potential starting lineup now with the two new guys we signed. But yeah, this was just a press release courtesy of the Astros for the last couple of days. You know, they acquired Carlos Correa and Jesus Sanchez. It was for Carlos Correa, it was a cash consideration from the Minnesota Twins in exchange for minor league left-hand pitcher Matt Mikulski. So that was the trade there. Sanchez was acquired in exchange for right-hand pitcher Ryan Gusto, plus minor league infielder Chase Jaworski and minor league outfielder Esmael Valnicia. So Ryan Gusto, like I said, that was his last game that went over the Nationals as a starter. He's now going to the Miami Marlins after playing 2 seasons with the Astros. So far this season, while with the Astros, he played a total of 24 games. He started 14 of those 24. His ERA, 4.92. He has a 6.36 winning percentage, but in 86 innings, 87 strikeouts, 28 base on balls with 95 hits and 50 runs and 47 errors for the first half of the season for Ryan Gusto. I do want to thank him for his time with H-Town. And we wish him nothing but the very best in Miami. I know he's going to be great. Just like I know Ramon and Sanchez are going to do great with us. And, of course, we got a veteran back in Carlos Correa. So Carlos and Altuve, probably the only 2 guys we got left from that 2017 team, now back together. Wow. Some people are like, we got to get the big 4 back together. Bregman's still with the Red Sox, you know, Springer's still with the Blue Jays. Like they want to get the band back together. I don't know about that. I don't even know how Bregman did. I didn't even want to pull his stats up in that Reds. I didn't even watch tonight's game against the Red Sox. I'm gonna try and watch it tomorrow while I'm watching SummerSlam. But let's see if I can pull something in today's game with Bregman. So let's see. So today, he was at bat 4 times. He only had 2 hits. His average was 301. So it looked like Bregman didn't really have a good game today. Don't look like he had any good hits today. But I'm not gonna hate the guy. He's a former LSU Tiger. Come on, all right, you gotta love Alex Bregman. But that's just all the Astros talk I have as of right now. I do got an update. I did some training camp updates for the New Orleans Saints, and now I'm going to do one for the Houston Texans. So let's see what I can pull up. This was actually today's news. The ball hit the ground a lot from the quarterback. So I know C.J. Stroud started off bad with an interception to Kamari Lecister in a 7-on-7, and David Mills threw one to Jalen Smith during 11-on-11. C.J. Stroud had some pressure, but some of that wasn't on the O-line. But the defense did perform good today. On the other side, the offense can't have many more days like this with struggling, but it looked like the defense won the day today. Plus, I remember C.J. Garner-Johnson, a former New Orleans Saint and an Eagle. He's now a Houston Texan. He had a moment where he was walking down the sideline and he shouted, and I quote, "The way we shooting gaps, I might have 20 touchdowns." There's high hopes of what that defense can do. The other day, the defense controlled it again. So, I mean, I don't know what's up with Houston's offense. They were claiming that they were supposed to have the best offense in that division, and it looks like the defense is kicking ass on this. Derek Stingley Jr., former LSU Tiger, he had a hell of a day yesterday. He broke up a pass towards Nico Collins. What else we got here? I'm trying to find something interesting. I want to see if there was something that the offensive line did. Not just the offensive line, the offense in general did. But with what I'm reading, it looked like the Texans offense just was not on its cue. I guess this happens when you rely on an Ohio State quarterback. Like, look, another one. The offense struggled throughout the weekend. Like, CJ Stroud threw a pick six. Like, geez, man. What's up with this team? Like, you guys were actually relevant last year, and you guys are playing like shit at training camp. And you got your first preseason game coming up next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, and you can't even complete a pass or get the offense to move the chains or not. You're throwing picks. I'll talk more about the NFL Hall of Fame game later, but the Texans' first preseason game is Saturday, August 9th, a week from tomorrow, 3 p.m. kickoff. It will be televised on the NFL Network. They're taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Probably won't be a pretty game, but I will check it out. All I'm going to say is they need to step it up. By the way, do I need to say any more? You want to talk about pissing me off? Before I get to this next topic, let's just say, oh God, the Houston Dynamo. Can this club get any worse?
And they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
You're on your second game in league phase, and you're playing like. Matter of fact, let's go back to the first game. Go back to Tuesday, July 29th. You play the Tigers from that Mexican league, which, by the way, I think that league, I don't even remember what they're called. I know they're dominating. They actually been dominating. It's Liga MX, by the way, is the name of this league. Well, first off, the Dynamo lost 4-1 to the Tigers on the other night. 47% possession, 4 shots on goal, 9 shot attempts, 15 fouls, 2 yellow cards, 5 corner kicks, and 4 saves in this game. It was horrible. I'm looking at when did they score? Did they score early in the matchup? Did they score late? Let's go to key event. So the Dynamo scored in 47 minutes of play. Andre Linger hit a right-footed shot from the center of the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Brooklyn Reigns with a through ball. That was the only goal they had in that matchup. And then they're playing their second league phase game as of right now. 32 minutes into play. They're trailing 1-0 to, is it Mazatlan? Mazatlan? I don't even know how I can't even pronounce some of these cities or town names in Mexico.
If one of y'all says some silly ass name, this whole class is gonna feel my wrath.
Well, here was an update. It's now 2-0 Mazatlan in this game. Yeah, they're gonna blow this one, and they're gonna go to 0-2 in Leagues Cup. Here's just what we got left for the month of August for the Dynamo. They're horrific. They got one more league phase matchup August 5th against Pachuca. Right now, the Dynamo suck. And I tell you what, they're not doing too good. Oh, actually, MLS, I don't even think is really doing too good in Leagues Cup right now. I feel like Liga MX has been dominating this whole thing. So let's go back and recap. I know there's a few more days left in league phase. So let's go back to July 29th, same night the Dynamo lost their first matchup. Montreal and Leon drew 1-1, went into overtime where penalty shots were played. Montreal won with penalty shots at 7-6. Toluca and Columbus drew 2-2, went into penalty shots where Toluca won 4-2. Puebla beat NYCFC 3-0. Mazatlan beat LAFC. Well, they drew 1-1. They went into penalty shots, winning 11-10. And Pachuca beat San Diego 3-2. So that was 6 matchups Tuesday night. They're kicking MLS's ass. They're now 5-1. That was just day one. 5-1. I want to type or write this shit down. Like I want to tally this. So on first day, 5 for Liga MX, 1 for MLS. So let's go to Wednesday's matchups. Necaxa beat Atlanta 3-1. Miami beat Atlas 2-1. UNAM and Orlando drew 1-1, but UNAM won with penalty shots 4-3. Minnesota beat Quarantaro 4-1. Salt Lake beat America in penalty shots. They drew 2-2, went in the penalty shots and won 3-1. And Portland beat Atlanta St. Louis 4-0. So they kind of got a little better. So on day 2, they kind of put up a fight. So let's see. 1, 2. Is that only 2 wins? So day 2, only 2 wins for Liga MX. And that put MLS at 4 wins for day 2. So not bad. Got that down. Let's go to yesterday, July 31st. Cincinnati beat Monterrey 3-2. Juarez beat Charlotte 4-1. The Red Bulls beat Guadalajara 1-0. Colorado beat Santos 2-1. Seattle beat Cruz Azul 7-0. And LA Galaxy beat Tijuana 5-2. So that was 6 matchups. Liga MX only won 1 game that day. So that put MLS winning 5. And as of right now, we still have 2 more games left to play. LAFC will play Pachuca and the Tigers will play San Diego. But as of right now, NYCFC beat Leon 2-0 and Columbus beat Puebla 3-1. So as of right now, MLS looks like they're taking the league. I'm going to tally these up in a bit. Like I said, Mazatlan is leading the Dynamo 2-0, where Toluca leads Montreal 2-1. I'm just tallying some numbers up. So as of right now, MLS leads this tournament 11-8 against Liga MX. As of right now. Yeah, Liga MX was on a hot start, but as of right now, a total of a total of damn near 20 games. They're up 11-8. Damn near 20 games. MLS leads at 11-8 as of right now. And we still got a lot more Leagues Cup to play before they crown another winner. So here's what we got for the second half. I'm going to do sometime next week. So this is what we got coming up. Saturday, tomorrow, August 2nd, we got Orlando taking on Atlas, Miami versus Necaxa, America versus Minnesota, UNAM versus Atlanta, Salt Lake versus Atlanta St. Louis, and Portland versus Quarantaro. Sunday, August 3rd, we got Cincinnati versus Juarez, Guadalajara versus Charlotte, Monterrey versus the Red Bulls, Colorado versus Tijuana, LA Galaxy versus Cruz Azul, and Seattle versus Santos. They get an off day on Monday. Tuesday, August 5th, we get the Dynamo taking on Pachuca, their final game, probably their final one of this league. Columbus will play Leon, Toluca will play NYCFC, Montreal will play Puebla, Mazatlan will play San Diego, and Tigers will play LAFC. Wednesday, August 6th, Orlando will play Necaxa, Atlanta will play Atlas, Miami will play UNAM, Minnesota versus San Luis, America versus Portland, Salt Lake versus Quarantaro, and Seattle versus Tijuana. And the final day of league phase is August 7th, Cincinnati versus Guadalajara, Monterrey versus Charlotte, the Red Bulls versus Juarez, Cruz Azul versus Colorado, and LA Galaxy versus Santos. So what I'm going to do is, if I most likely will do 2 shows next week, I will recap the rest of league phase before I even want to talk about the quarterfinals, because that's a lot more soccer to talk. All I can say is the quarterfinals will take place August 8th through the 20th. The semifinals will be between August 21st and 27th, third place game, and the finals will happen between August 28th through the end of the month of August 31st. So that's all I got for a League Face update. And that's all I got for H-Town. Let's take it to my neck of the woods because we're going to focus on one of our main topics. So without any further ado, let's take it to my neck of the woods. Let's go to the 713. No, psych. I'm joking. Let's go to the 337. Fuck, I need to stop drinking Miller Lite while okay, we're going to preview the 2025 McNeese Cowboy football season. We're going to have this season and a lot of changes. I know this decade has not been too good for the Pokes after having two devastating hurricanes 5 years ago that destroyed the city of Lake Charles, destroyed the football stadium, a lot of major upgrades, new lights, new press box, new stadium name, Navarre Stadium, new scoreboard, I think a new field too. They got a bunch of great new stuff. And we got we got a legend back. The one and only Matt Viatar is back at McNeese where he belongs. This guy's a living legend in our state, plus in the city of Lake Charles. A little background of this guy. After graduating from McNeese, he started as an assistant with the Sam Houston Broncos. He's coached the Benton Lions, led the Jennings Bulldogs. Shout out to Jennings to their state championship in 1992 when he coached there from 91 to 94. He'd been to Sulphur. He came back to his alma mater at McNeese to be a coach as a linebackers coach in 1999. He was promoted to offensive coordinator from 2000 to 2006. And then the trail goes when he became the head coach in 2006 and for damn near a decade. From 2006 to 2015, he was the head coach of the McNeese Cowboys. He did leave in 2016 to go coach for Louisiana Monroe all the way till 2020. Then he came to be the Raging Cajuns quarterback coach from 2021 to 2024, and now he's back where he belongs. He's back in LC. He's back in Lake Charles. He's back with the Pokes. His overall record as a head coach, he's 97-72. Not bad. 4-time Southland Conference champion, 3-time Southland Coach of the Year as well. Welcome back, Matt Viatar, now with your 11th season as the McNeese head coach of your total career. We also got a couple of newbies. Offensive coordinator Tyler Bothing making his debut with Pokes, as well as Kyle Selger as a co-offensive coordinator, plus Tony Picoraro, now his 4th season as defensive coordinator for the Pokes. We got quite a bit of returning starters, but the only thing we're waiting to find out is who's going to be that starting QB. Who will be the QB1 going into the 2025 season? I know last year we've rotated quarterbacks around, and it started with the man who still leads this team in passing, Clifton McDowell, who started his career with the Raging Cajuns, then took it to Central Arkansas, then to the University of Montana, and then last season he comes to Lake Charles to come quarterback for the Cowboys. Last season, 1,054 passing yards on 113 attempts, 63 completed passes with a percentage of 55.8%, averaging 9.3 yards. His longest was for 80. He had 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He was only sacked 6 times last season. We also got Camden Sickkiller, also a quarterback who 928 yards, 160 attempts. He averaged 5.8 yards, completing 53% of his passes. His longest was 39 with 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and 14 sacks. Plus, we got Alex Flores at quarterback, 337 yards. He kind of pulled at the end last season. He had 51 attempts, 34 completed passes, 66% passes complete, averaging 6 yards. His longest pass was for 38, but he also had 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions. Leading in rushing, we got Josan Barbie back. I think he's a sophomore. Last season, he rushed for 831 yards on 149 carries, averaging 5.6 yards per carry. His longest was for 69 yards with 8 touchdowns. We also got guys like Bryce Strong, Kobe Ham, Trevante Citizen. Shout out to him. Jalen Thompson. We got all these guys in rushing. D'Angelo Durham, Kobe. I already said all these guys. Coming in receiving, I know leading in receiving, we got Jermichael Carter. last season. 537 receiving yards on 37 receptions, averaging 14.5 yards. His longest receiving was 36 with 3 touchdowns. We also got returning Jonathan Harris, Cameron Senegal, Jesse Campbell, Logan Malden at tight end, Jamal Levi, also at receiver, Giant Marks, Bryce. I already said Bryce Strong. Jalen Wright. I'm just saying Reed Boyd. I'm naming even a couple of tight ends. Like, we got quite a bit of people coming back, and even the defense. Can we talk about the defense? Michael Darby at linebacker making his return. He leads with 89 total tackles. He had 47 assists, 42 solo, 2 sacks last season. We also got Boogsy Silvera back at defensive back, Thomas Miles. We also got Javon Davis, Levi Wyatt, A.J. Thomas, Peyton Lemaire, Ernest Grayson, Jalen Jackson, Wellen Williams, Cedric Applewhite. Man, we got a lot of players back. I could be more proud of. I think they're going to have a much better season this coming year. Yeah, last year they did a lot better than they did in 2023. Because remember, 2023, they had no wins at all. They were only given 1 win by a forfeit after that horrific tragedy at Northwestern State. But we didn't count it it didn't really count as a win. They haven't really played a game and won until last season. They did way better last year. 6-6 overall, 3-4 in the conference in Gary Goff's last year. That's what those guys did. But it was better than the year that they had before. And let's see what the McNeese Cowboys got this year. I know they're kicking off the season at home. August 30th, they're taking on the LCU Wildcats from Division III. So the Wildcats are coming to town. I know that place should be packed. I'm guaranteeing a win here. I mean, no disrespect to LCU. The only Division III school in the state. We have no Division II colleges in the state, by the way. A whole different atmosphere, but hey, it's nice. I will acknowledge LCU at some point because they have taken some Lake Arthur Tigers in the past and made them into stars. And we got another one coming on the horizon. Shout out to Lake Arthur there. Dalen Charles, Ryan Richard had amazing seasons at LCU. We got Carson Myers, who's now going to play for LCU. He's going to make his debut in his backyard. Supposedly he's getting playing time. I hope he does. I'll be watching. Unfortunately, I won't be there. But I will watch it right here while I'm watching LSU. But I mean, I'm going to make some games. I'm giving them a win here. They're going to start off the season 1-0 before they go to UL week 2. And I said both teams were coming in that game 1-1. But I was giving the Raging Cajuns the win against McNeese. So that will put McNeese at 1-1 of the season. Week 3, they're back at home on September 13th. They take on Weber State from the Big Sky, who last year they went 4-8 of the season. Matter of fact, I think they played each other last year. If I'm correct, I'm actually trying to look. Or the last time they played, I think McNeese beat them. It must have been a couple of years back. I'm not even going to try and look any forward. But you know what? I'm going to give McNeese this win. So I'm going to give McNeese the win at home against Weber State. That would put them 2-0 at home. So I'll give them the win there. Week 4, another big tough challenge. They go all the way to Logan, Utah. They're going to take on the Aggies of Utah State from the Mountain West Conference. Last year, Utah State went 4-8 overall, 3-4 in the Mountain West. Now they got a new head coach in Bronco Mendenhall. Kevin McGivern as offensive coordinator, his first season. Nick Howell's first season as defensive coordinator. Another team that's rebuilding, starting fresh with new coaching staffs and whatnot. If McNeese could pull an upset, this would be huge. And I'm not going to count my chickens before I hatch. I think they can pull it off. You know what? Who cares? I think they can beat Utah State on the road. That would be very big for them. And that could put them at 3-1. I have them beating the Aggies of Utah State. I think a really close game puts them at 3-1 in the season. Then they go to conference play. Week 5, they go to Nacogdoches to take on Stephen F. Austin, who's made their return in the Southland Conference last year. And their return back, they went 7-5 overall, 4-3 in the Southland Conference. They did fall to McNeese last year, 28-24, in a hell of a game. But this is going to be in Nacogdoches. If McNeese can keep it going together, I could see them winning this game too. So give me McNeese beating the Lumberjacks and put them at 4-1 of the season. Then it's going to get a little tough. Week 6. I think this is week 6. Yeah, week 6. They're back at home to take on Southeastern Louisiana, the Lions from Hammond. Their 8th season with Frank Scalfo. Last season, they went 7-5 overall, but they had a good conference record. They went 6-1. They usually play them tough. I don't consider this a rivalry. But they didn't play last year. They played in 2023, where they beat McNeese 38-24. It was a hell of a game. Crazy finish. Why do I feel like this will probably be a loss here? I guess just because it's Southeastern. They've actually have grown a lot and played a lot better recently. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give them their second loss of the season, their first loss at home, and their first loss in the conference. So that will now could put them at 4-2 of the season if they would lose to this one as well. Then, what's this one? Week 7. Is this week 7 or this is week 8? I think they get a bye week before. Let me see. I'm pulling the calendar up so I don't get my dates mixed. So, yeah, they will have a bye week after the Southeastern game. Week 7, actually, is the bye week. Week 8, October 18th, will be homecoming against formerly known as the Houston Baptist Huskies. Now they changed their name to Houston Christian. Their second season under head coach Jason Bachtel. Last season, 5-7 overall, 3-4 in the conference. They did play each other last year. They beat McNeese 43-22. They beat the dog shit out of them. Maybe it'll change. I mean, homecoming might give McNeese a different vibe. I'm going to give them the win. I think they can beat Houston Christian because it's not often you hear a Houston Christian be that good. Then we got a big tough one. Nope. Actually, it wasn't this. Who won the Southland Conference last year? Oh, okay. I wasn't like at Manning Field. So as well. So give me the Northwestern State Demons. They don't even have a name for this rivalry. It just says rivalry. And when was the last time Northwestern State had a successful season? I can definitely tell you it was not the last 2 years. Northwestern State hasn't won a football game since 2022. The last time the Demons in Natchitoches won a football game, November 5th, 2022 against Texas A&M Commerce, now known as East Texas A&M. They beat them 41-14. The same night, LSU beat Alabama, Brian Kelly's first year, and the same night, the Astros won the World Series against the Phillies. 2023, 0-6. Their season was cut short after that horrific tragedy. 0-2 in the Southland Conference. Last season, 0-12. Winless season, 0-7 overall in the conference. I don't even want to pull their schedule, but I know that was a bad time after the passing of Ronnie Caldwell. That just changed that whole season around. So this got to be an easy win for McNeese. McNeese wins this one big time. I don't know. I don't know if I want to give a score out. I know it'd probably be a blowout, but they're going to definitely beat Northwestern State. I ain't worried about them. November 8th, they go to Commerce, Texas to take on the Lions of now East Texas A&M University, who last season, not their best season. They went 3-9 overall, 2-4 in the Southland Conference. They lost last year to McNeese. McNeese beat the shit out of them 31-3. I think they could continue that. Hey, McNeese could have a dominant season this year. I'm giving them a win here. And you know what? I'm going to give them another win at this next game, because the next game, not only is their senior night, it's another team that it's a team that having their very first season for football, the UT Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros. University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley, joining the Southland Conference, now got a football team. Travis Bush, head coach, the very first head coach for their football team. Brian Gamble, their first ever defensive coordinator. Jeff Bowen, their first ever offensive coordinator. This should be an easy win. Usually teams like this that are starting fresh, they'd be lucky if they get one win. I'm actually going to pull their schedule up. Actually, I see them maybe winning a couple of games here. They might pull up their schedule. They got Sol Ross, which is this it's a Division II school. They should beat them. They got to play Langston, a college Division III school from Oklahoma, and HBCU, Texas Wesleyan, like that. I'll give their inaugural season, I'll give them 3 wins. But looking at their conference schedule, Southeastern Houston Christian, Lamar, Incarnate Word, Stephen F. They're gonna probably lose all of their conference games, including McNeese. McNeese gets this win. And then last but not least, the big rivalry game, the Battle of the Border. They go to Beaumont to close out the regular season with the Lamar Cardinals, third year under head coach Peter Rosamondo, Ryan McCarthy's first season as OC, Drew Christ's third season as defensive coordinator. Last year, Lamar went 7-5 overall, 4-3 of the season. They beat McNeese last year in a heartbreaker for us, 26-24. We got to bounce back. We got to win this game. It's going to be tough that it's in Beaumont, but you know what? I'm giving them that win. So, with that being said, I only have McNeese losing 3 games. I have them losing to the Raging Cajuns, Southeastern. No, 2 low. I only have them losing 2 games. So I have them going 10-2. I'm out of my damn mind here. But, hey, it's worth a shot. If they can believe in themselves, I think they can do it. Go Pokes. I think they can go 10-2. Shout out Crying Eagle. I think they can pull it off. I'll be crazy to think they will go 10-2. Hey, anything can happen. But I'm going to close out with this football preview with my usual uniform and helmet reviews.
What? You went over my helmet?
So, remember last year, we got a new look. We brought these babies out, debuting last year, the white helmets, along going with our signature gold helmets. So we only got 2 helmets, which means they also debuted some white pants. So we're only going to have 5 combos. You got your traditional look, gold helmet, blue jerseys, gold pants. Your traditional road look, gold helmet, white jerseys, gold pants. Hell, even with white pants now, we've seen this happen last season. Gold helmet, white jerseys, white pants, which is not pretty bad. But now that we got them white pants and them white helmets, we've had this unique combo, including white helmets, blue jerseys, white pants, which actually looks pretty good. It blends so good. And last but not least, if you're going to go white, you got to eventually have an all white out. That looks pretty dope, by the way. Well, that's going to wrap up the McNeese talk on this show. Matter of fact, I don't have to go to any more locations. I don't have to go to the 504. I don't have to go to the 225. But I'll give you one more glance at this before we go. Here's what the stadium looks like again after the updates. It's now Navarre Stadium. Brand new press box. Looks fantastic. Brand new lights. Brand new scoreboard. Damn near brand new everything within the last. See how this season could go. Well, I got one more thing left to talk on this show before we close it out, because tomorrow and Sunday, we got the biggest party of the summer. We got my favorite PLE of all time, SummerSlam. It always happens on my birthday month. For the first time ever, it's a 2-night pay-per-view, just like WrestleMania. It's your second biggest show of the year. Why not make it a 2-night show? August 2nd, August 3rd, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. At first, I was like, all pumped for the show, like it's SummerSlam weekend, birthday weekend, 1, 2, Boogie and Shorty George.
Give me 1, 2, Boogie and Shorty George. Shorty George.
But there's a little twist on this show. One, we're doing 3-hour kickoffs again. What are we, college game day? And two, we haven't advertised this shit for a long time because I thought they dropped the ball. Now, Cardi B is still hosting SummerSlam. I mean, no, get back.
Get back.
Get back!
We do not need that shit at SummerSlam. It's already enough taking Jelly Roll in a match. But to the guys who decided to put Cardi B hosting SummerSlam.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
Yeah. Please, God, let this be a good show. Because looking at this match card, it's going to be a hell of a night. And please put about 80,000. If you're not going to fill it up with 80,000, then why even have it in MetLife Stadium? You could have went to Yankee Stadium. You could have went to Citi Field. You could have went smaller. You could have went to MSG. You could have went to Barclays Center. They better sell this place out. That's all I'm going to say. But let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and make some predictions because we got a stacked night for you. 12 total matches, so that means 6 matches night 1, 6 matches night 2. So we'll start it off with SummerSlam Saturday. We got, for the WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill earned this shot winning Queen of the Ring. Tiffany Stratton has been a dominant champion since the start of 2025. This was kind of a hard decision. I love Tiffany Stratton, but now that kind of Naomi's out of the picture, and we thought Naomi was going to try and cash in on Jade, make it a triple threat, or even if Jade were to win it. Now we thought wrong. Naomi cashed in on, Sky Evolution. I think this might be Jade Cargill's time. So you know what? I'm taking Jade Cargill to win the WWE Women's Championship against Tiffany Stratton tomorrow night. Then we got this tag team match, which we got Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. Yeah, the musician Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Now, I am not big with celebrity matches, celebrities getting involved in wrestling matches anymore. I would be hyped if, if he was in us, if it was just one-on-one with Orton and McIntyre or Orton and Logan Paul and Jelly Roll being in his corner. I'm not very big on these celebrities being in matches, especially when they have no wrestling experience. But hey, there were some non-wrestlers who pulled it off over the years, like Mr. T, Marina Menounos, Lawrence Taylor, Bad Bunny, Johnny Knoxville. That's 5 celebrities I named right there that pulled it off being a non-wrestler. Ronda Rousey didn't count because she was under contract. Logan Paul don't count because he was under contract. But that was my top 5 celebrities that had wrestling matches that did pretty good. Plus, Drew's back in the States. We thought he wasn't going to be able to compete. Miz wanted to substitute for him. Good thing Drew McIntyre's back. This match would have sucked without him. So I'm going to go with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll to win this tag match. Jelly Roll has been a part of wrestling for last year. He was at SummerSlam last year. Remember, he performed the theme song, Dead End Road, and Fire. I think it was called Fire. He had 2 songs for SummerSlam. He even choke slammed Grayson Waller. So he got a hell of a choke slam. Who knows? I mean, I just want to see if he can run the ropes. I don't think he's going to jump off the top rope, to be honest with you. But I want to see if he can. I want to see him hit an RKO. I mean, he can do damn near everything in the music world. He can sing country. He can rap. He can sing rock. He's done it all. He sung country with Lainey Wilson. He sung rock songs with Ronnie Rackford and Falling in Reverse. He rapped with Lil Wayne and Eminem. He can do it all. And I think he might be able to wrestle. So let's see if we can do it. Then we got the Judgment Days. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Another match that can go either way. But like I said, to make Liv jealous or make her more pissed when she come back, keep the gold on all of the Judgment Day. Roxanne and Raquel retain over Alexa and Charlotte. Yeah, they make a good team together, but I don't believe they would ever be tag champions together. I can't wait till they start feuding down the line. Moving on, we get another tag match. We get a big one. We get Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This is Roman's first match since WrestleMania. Plus the rumors of him leaving to go film Street Fighter. They got to win this tag match. That'd be stupid. You bring Roman back just to lose one match and then leave to go back to Hollywood. No, it's not going to work like that. So the OG bloodline, you want to call them that, they get that W. It would be good if Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker could get this win. That would be huge. But I'm going with main event Jey Uso and the OTC Roman Reigns to win this tag match. And then we get, Jesus Christ, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. And if Kross wins, Sami Zayn has to say the words that Kross was right. But if Sami wins, Kross must say he was wrong about Sami Zayn. Let me just say, Sami Zayn.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
Fuck Sami Zayn. Karrion Kross, please win this match. Please make us happy. I cannot stand Sami Zayn. We need Kross to win. Kross needs a big PLE win. I don't think he ever has a PLE win. Last I checked. So this would be big for him to win. Plus the rumors of him re-signing with the company. I think he will re-sign. Because we want more Karrion Kross and Scarlett. And then for the main event of night one, we got Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. A match that can go either way. But I feel like there's a lot of taste that can happen in this. Seth must really be hurt? Some people think Seth is faking an injury. They think Seth's going to cash in Money in the Bank and screw Punk and whatnot. That would be fucking genius if he did that. But I think he's legitimately hurt. And some people think Gunther will retain because, they just put it on him just to have that feud with Goldberg, and they don't think they're going to make Gunther a transitional champion. But, since Punk came back, he tried to get the title. He never got it. I feel like this is another chance for him to get it. So it saves me to say that CM Punk is walking out of SummerSlam World Heavyweight Champion. First time since 2011 he's been world champion in WWE. Last time he did it was in MSG at Survivor Series. He had that 434-day reign. I think he's going to get it. I'm going to say CM Punk wins. Final answer there. That's for night one. Now let's predict night two on Sunday, August 3rd. Let's start with Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. A match that I wanted to put as a main event, but this match might kick off night two. Lately, women's triple threat matches this year have been kick-ass. And we get another one. A lot of people are riding on Rhea Ripley to win another title. But Naomi, I just want to say, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I absolutely love this new gimmick. They finally dropped that glow shit. This proceed with caution. I absolutely love it. I love this new attitude of hers. She's got to win this match. Besides, you don't want the IWC to get pissed off making her a transitional champion because it's been a long time since she's been women's champion. I think it's been 8 years. So Naomi retains. Give me Naomi winning the triple threat. Then we get Becky Lynch and my most favorite, Lyra Valkyria. I love you. No disqualification, no count out, last chance match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. If Becky retains, Lyra can no longer challenge for the title as long as Becky's the champion. They did this same shit I think it was what was that? It was Backlash or Money in the Bank. I think it was Money in the Bank. They had that same stipulation where if Becky couldn't win the title, she couldn't challenge as long as Lyra was holding it. Since Lyra lost, she had to raise her hand in victory and acknowledge she was the champion. Lyra's going to make history, baby. She was the first women's Intercontinental champion, and she's about to be the first two-time women's Intercontinental champion. Give me my lovey-dovey, yum, eat 'em up, Lyra Valkyria.
Yum, yum, eat 'em up. Yum, yum, eat 'em up.
Lyra wins, baby. Then we go from this to this. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match for the United States Championship. What's the point being in a cage match? Is it to try and keep, I don't even know if they're called the Bloodline. I don't even know what Solo's little faction's called anymore. They're going to find a way to get involved. As much as I would love Jacob Fatu to win the title back, something tells me they're going to still find a way for Solo to retain. So I'm just going to go off the limb and say, just let Solo retain. That way we can put Jacob at the higher mountaintop. Let him go after the world championship now. If you're not going to put the U.S. title back on him, have him go after the WWE championship. So I got Solo Sikoa retaining the U.S. title. Then we get Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. This has been pretty interesting the last few weeks with Dominic faking an injury, don't want to compete with AJ, but AJ just popping here and there like, wait for you to be clear, man. When they were in Houston, he disguised as a doctor, a janitor, a valet parker, saying, get that physical so we can have that match. I feel like it's going to be an interesting match, but I'm only saying this, and this is why. It's unfortunate enough that I have to say right here on this show with all y'all listening and tuning in, whether you're watching on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, my X, or on Driving to the Top Productions X and YouTube channel, I'm only picking Dominic Mysterio to retain because I would rather him hold a mid-card title than hold a world championship. Because, goddamn it, if he wins the AAA Mega Championship at Triple Mania against Vikingo, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to, them two, plus fuck you, Dragon Lee, and El Grande Americano or El Ludwig Americano. See, if it had been El Gable Americano, I would have loved that version of El Grande to be champion. Dragon Lee, fuck you. Dominic, fuck you. I want Vikingo to retain. If anybody should take it off him, I mean, I would say El Grande, but not the right one. But hell, El Ludwig Americano's been kicking ass in AAA. He's so over with the crowd. So you know what? Him as the mega champion wouldn't be bad. As long as it ain't Dragon Lee, especially, or even most of all, Dominic Mysterio. So give me Dominic to retain the IC title, just to keep him away from that AAA Mega Championship. Then we got this mega match here. We get the White Six, Andrade and Rey Fenix, DIY, Fraxium, the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits in a six-pack tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. By the way, 25th year anniversary of the first ever TLC match that happened at SummerSlam 2000, 25 years ago. They'll say TLC 2 was the greatest TLC match of all time, involving tag teams maybe. Greatest singles TLC match I ever saw was John Cena and Edge at Unforgiven 2006. Something tells me this could be a match of the night. This could be a show stealer because Lord knows what these six teams are going to do to each other. But I think we're going to crown new tag team champions, and I think we're going to get a curveball here. I'm stuck with two teams. I'm either stuck with Fraxium winning the tag titles, or I'm stuck with this unusual team of Andrade and Rey Fenix being the tag team champions. But, I'm going to go with Fraxium. I'm going with Axiom and Nathan Frazier to win the tag team titles. And then our main event, it's one last time. John Cena's final SummerSlam match and the rubber match from WrestleMania. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, street fight for the WWE Championship. It's Cena's last SummerSlam. Of course he's going to retain the WWE title. Cody's leaving to go film Street Fighter along with Roman Reigns. Of course Cena's going to retain the title. John Cena retains. And people are going to get pissed about it. But what we're waiting to find out, are we going to get the double crossover? Is Cena going to be the babyface and Cody turns heel? That's all I've been hearing for the last few weeks. So we'll see what happens this Sunday for that. But that's your SummerSlam predictions there. It's going to be a hell of a show. I can't wait. I know you guys are excited too. Thank y'all for tuning in. When I'm going to be popping on the air again, who knows? It's going to be sometime next week. But thank you again for tuning in. This show, again, is sponsored in part by Rogue Energy, the #1 sports gaming drink in America. Download the Rogue Energy app on any Apple or mobile device, or go to rogueenergy.com and use my code right there on cue, OTG, to get 10% off of your order. Proud sponsor of this show. Thank you, Rogue Energy and Company. And last but not least, again, Driving to the Top Productions. Be sure to subscribe to them on YouTube. Follow them on X, Driving to the Top. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram. Great content, great people. Check them out. They got all kind of great content with sports and whatnot. And, of course, you can watch that one as well. Well, that will do it. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all. Love. Peace. I'm out. Y'all have a great weekend.